What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And today we got a juicy one, guys. You guys should already know I'm one for the heat. So I was gonna just post one today, but after seeing this just drop, bro, I had to cover it. And this is SCP-457, the Burning Man. Yo. Woo. I hope this is juicy, man. Let's see how he came to be and what made him become the Burning Man. Hopefully it's a good one, man. I'm just excited. Even if it's not, it's with fire. Like, I love stuff with fire, so it's gonna be a blast for me. But if you guys already know about this SCP, or you guys are excited about this reaction or the SCP itself, remember to smash that like button. It means the world, and it takes less than a second. Also, if you enjoy my content and you want to see more, feel free to stop by the sub button and give it a quick 1-2 no biscuit for me. Hey, say Savvy sent you, man. It's gonna be a good time, bro. I make SCP content for you guys daily, so you'll never be bored on this channel. And trust me, we're gonna have a fun time. We don't slow down, we go full throttle. So I'd love for you to join the family. We're pretty small right now, so I'd love to have you here, man. And yeah, remember to support the original creator of this said reaction that I'm reacting to. SCP Exposed will be in the description below. Feel free to check out the original if you would like. But with that all out the way, let's get this show started. All right, SCP-457, the Burning Man. Let's get it.
The Special Forces unit of the SCP Foundation arrived at the scene. There had been reports of wildfires all across the country, and Foundation searchers had suspected these random wildfires were of the unnatural origin. There had also been eyewitness accounts of a man of fire who had been spotted wandering through these woods, setting fire to everything it touched.
Man of fire.
The Special Forces unit entered the wildfire with their protective gear, which prevented them from being burned. For many hours, they saw nothing but fire. They brought special equipment to douse the fire, and yet the fire kept springing up in random places without seemingly any cause.
Black flames? Question mark? You guys know that reference, let me know in the comment section below.
The Special Forces unit drove deeper into the woods. Then, one member spotted what appeared to be the silhouette of a man. The member called out to the man, inquiring if he needed any help, but the man did not reply. The man slowly turned to face them, but the member of the Special Forces unit realized the man was nothing but a silhouette. He had no face, no eyes, no mouth. His silhouette was formed purely by the outlines of the fire.
Ooh, that's interesting. I was going to assume that he probably got burned off, but just a silhouette? Whoa.
The members stood still in shock, having not expected to encounter a being like this.
Stare
The
down.
silhouette seemed to watch them for several seconds, and then, without warning, it pounced, surging forward and blasting the members with its heat.
Yo, okay, I'm digging this SCP, bro. No cap, yo, if you guys probably don't even know, but I love like fire, like abilities and stuff. So like, I gotta see that shit one more time, bro. This guy went out, balls to the wall out of nowhere, bro. Hold up. Yo, this is crazy.
The silhouette seemed to watch them for several seconds, and then, without warning, it pounced, surging forward and blasting the members with its heat.
With this heat.
Hey guys, the SCP world just got a whole lot better.
What the hell?
Paranormal. Welcome back to SCP Exposed.
Alright, how to skip
Today
that.
we review the Euclid and potentially Keter class object, SCP-457, also known as the Burning Man. This creature is currently under containment at Site-63. SCP-457 is kept in a 5mm by 5mm.
Bro, I wish they could explain how they capture these SCPs. I know sometimes they say like these SCPs come on their own free will, but like specific for this SCP, he was dosing them in his flames. Like, yo, so he didn't come on his free will. I'm assuming he didn't. So how did you guys capture? I understand, like, I mean, it probably takes time, but I'd love to know, like, what methods it takes for, you know, the SBC Foundation to capture these SCPs, so we can shed more light on, you know, the Foundation itself. Maybe he uses, like, certain machines or equipments that we don't really get to see. It'll be kind of interesting, but, I mean, you know.
Chamber, with no less than 22.9 centimeters of fireproofing material upon all surfaces, and a blast-proof observation window with emergency blast shielding installed. The opening to the chamber consists of at least 2 temperature-controlled and airtight chambers that may be sealed in case of an emergency breach. SCP-457's chamber is kept at high humidity with a drainage system installed in the floor, as well as a misting sprinkler system installed and running constantly.
Makes sense.
And emergency hoses capable of at least 2.1 MPa of water pressure. The creature is allowed a small structure upon the wall of its chamber that remains water-free.
Look how he stands, bro. And does he have no arms? Does he not have any arms? He just looks like he means business every time. And we don't even get... You guys know when you just see something, you're like, damn, okay, this guy's top tier. Or like, yo, like, we shouldn't mess with him. Or like, this guy's a scrub. Like, we don't even have any facial expressions. And he just seems like someone not to mess at. Maybe it's just his stance. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe from him. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just, you know, goofy.
But only allows for minimal protection and preservation of form. All personnel entering SCP-457's chamber should be wearing at least Class A temperature-controlled, flame-retardant sealed suits, and enter in groups of 3, with 2 members equipped with high-grade blast shields and emergency fire extinguishers.
I can't wait to see
Personnel should only enter SCP-457's chamber in order to supply SCP-457 with its daily allotment of fuel material, or to examine and repair any damage to the chamber or sprinkler system.
Fuel material. Maybe he needs gasoline to stay alive? I think they're using the gasoline to keep this SCP alive. Because if it was the other way around, like him just, you know, using it for like food, I don't think they will care about that. I think they're giving it the gasoline because, you know, it needs it to stay alive so we could like do more studies on it. And maybe when they're done, they'll stop giving him gasoline and he might die. Who knows?
Systems. Should SCP-457 engage personnel in a hostile manner,
Oh, he has
it is to be
arms.
controlled via emergency extinguishers and hoses until it retreats back to its safe chamber.
Damn.
In the event that SCP-457 breaks containment, emergency sprinkler systems will be triggered, and personnel will be supplied with extinguishers and blast shielding. The creature's core form is as small as a single flame, comparable to a matchstick.
Whoa.
In this state,
Core?
SCP-457 does not make any sign of communication or sentience, apart from occasionally moving to burn a human's hand or to jump to a source of fuel in order to grow larger. When SCP-457 finds more fuel, it grows larger, and with this growth comes an increased growth in intelligence and sentience. Additionally, it will grow to produce an outline of a man's silhouette, which is formed by its own flame.
That's dope.
Once SCP-457 reaches an unknown threshold of size and fuel source, SCP-457 splits into 2 beings, and so on and so forth. However, multiple beings of SCP-457 are aggressive towards each other.
Damn. They don't play. Okay, I'm digging this SCP. Most of them are just like chill, like really like a super high entity, or like, you know, they just want to study humans, or like, you know, they're not as like, you know, vicious. Like we got the indestructible creature that hated humans and everything. We love to see that, but like just seeing how rough this SCP is, like, yo, I am vibing right now. I'm vibing, and it has flames. Oh, yo, this is perfect. I mean, this is a perfect SCP for your boy.
Or extinguish their doubles,
This is
especially if there is only a limited amount of fuel at hand. SCP-457's behavior is largely predictable, as its goals are simply to acquire larger sources of fuel and to spread. The danger of SCP-457 comes from its ability to increase intelligence with size, and apparent ability to learn and mimic behaviors. This has led to its purposely damaging and sabotaging sprinkler systems. And
I wonder if he gains more fuel, he will become like he will have a face. You know, because he will keep on evolving. Maybe he didn't evolve to the point where he should receive a face, but it's kind of leading to maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's just the threshold, because like if that wasn't the case and he didn't reach his point, why would he be splitting himself? I feel like if he's already at 100%, that would mean that he split himself. So maybe with that assumption right now, or with this evidence that he could split himself right now, and he doesn't have any facial expressions or like any eyeballs or ears, then I don't think he's going to get any. Which is kind of I don't know how I feel, but hopefully he could talk.
And in rare circumstances, setting up relatively complex traps. It has also attempted to trick or reason with personnel to be released or have access to more fuel.
Wow.
Although these attempts have all been a failure on the creature's part.
Damn.
An example of one of these complex traps is the incident that took place in March of 2019. SCP-457 managed to convince one of the personnel on site to enter its chamber after claiming it would reveal the secrets of the universe if the personnel entered its chamber.
Yo, okay, I'm not even like, come on, you're fire. You're gonna tell me you know the secrets of the universe? I mean, that's just hilarious. I'm just like, I love this SCP. It seems like he thinks he's smarter than what he actually is. Let's just see how this shit goes.
It is noted that this individual had just been moved to SCP-457 site and was also a newly appointed Level 2 member.
Rookie.
Thus, he was a vulnerable candidate for the creature's manipulation.
Oh my
Once the
god.
individual entered the chamber, SCP-457 proceeded to lunge out and attempt to burn him. However, luckily for the individual, the creature had not been fed yet and was still very weak.
Wow. Yo, look back. No, they didn't do our mans like this, bro. Yo, hold up. I'm dying. Bro, look. This dude looked back up at No, we gotta see this again. Oh my god, yo.
Thus, he was a vulnerable candidate for the creature's manipulation. Once the individual entered the chamber, SCP-457 proceeded to lunge out and attempt to burn him. However, luckily for the individual, the creature had not been fed yet and was still very weak.
Mad elk, bro. Oh my goodness. This SCP, bro. Yo, I don't think I've been geeking this much. And her reaction, this is just hilarious. And it's hella hot too, no pun intended. Because I love this SCP. It's hilarious and pretty badass at the same time. This dude lunged at this dude. He looked at him. He looked down at him and just walked away. Oh my god, bro. Okay, let me keep it going.
Thus, he managed to escape with his life, although it could have turned out much differently if SCP-457 had already been fed. SCP-457 is able to communicate with Foundation personnel, either through letterings made by flames, or scorch marks on the walls, or through verbal speech, although this is a rarity. When the creature was first captured and contained at Site-63, it proceeded to write out insults against humans, or Foundation personnel, either through letterings made by flames, or scorch marks on the walls, or through verbal speech, although this is...
Verbal? Okay, this is what... I thought I heard that the first time around, but how is he doing... Does he have a mouth? Verbal? Hold on.
Is a rarity. When the creature was first captured and contained at Site-63, it proceeded to write out insults against humans on the walls of its chamber, such as, "Humans will burn," and "Fire succeeds all." In the years of its containment at the Foundation, SCP-457 has only held one single conversation with Foundation personnel, which was a monumental discovery, as previously it only spoke in short gasps and small sentences. The creature is able to produce verbal speech through high-pressure superheated air and the crackling and pops of flames. The following is an interview conducted between Dr. Arnold and SCP-457.
Can you speak currently? Yes. Good. Would you mind answering some questions? I'll take that as a no. How do you feel about being confined?
Dislike. No fuel. No air.
We've provided you with adequate air and fuel to survive.
God.
Cannot burn. No fuel.
How do you feel?
Hungry.
Oh my god.
Do you feel anything besides hunger? How do you feel about humans?
Hate him.
They burn.
Yo.
How do you feel about fuel?
It burns.
Please move away from the window, or we will be forced to reduce your size considerably.
Oh my god. This guy, no cap. He's about it, bro. Yo. He's about it. He's about that heat, man.
How do you feel about water? Please move away from the window, or we will be forced to turn the sprinklers back on. Do you understand that?
Yo, this dude definitely has black Air Forces on. If he had shoes, I'm not playing around, guys. This is crazy.
Stay away from the window and you will not be doused.
He's coming.
Do you understand?
He's still coming.
Want fuel. Want air. Want burn.
Give our boy what he needs, bruh, or you're gonna be pretty freaking crispy. Yo.
There isn't a way out. If you would please... What's it doing? Looking for a way out?
At point in the interview, SCP-457 managed to severely damage much of the sprinkler system and destroy a portion of the fuel injector that had been sustaining its intelligent form, giving it free access to several gallons of gasoline. The interview transcript was recorded via security footage from before the blast. How SCP-457 managed to exploit the weakness of its chamber is unknown, and it has since been moved to a higher security chamber. SCP-457's origins are unknown. Some researchers theorize the creature is a former human being who was involved in some sort of accident or mishap that resulted in a change in its genetic code and a sort of merging with the closest element to it, presumably fire.
Damn.
Others theorize it is an evolved form of fire, perhaps triggered by a nuclear reaction of some sort. A few believe SCP-457 is an alien life form, whilst the more religious members believe it is a being from hell. Whatever the case, the Foundation has not made a sound conclusion as to exactly where SCP-457 came from. It appears to be destructive and violent, thus its containment is crucial in order to protect the outside world. As of now, Foundation personnel are working on a method to perhaps harness SCP-457's power source, although these experiments are still under work. So, what did you think of that SCP case?
Loved it. I loved it. Maybe this is my personal bias because I just love stuff with fire, but even without that, if it was like any other element, I would have loved it just the same. Like, probably not as much, but I would have loved it just the same. This SCP looks pretty badass. I liked his personality, even though he had like no face or anything. Bro. And I love the mystery behind him. Like, we don't know where he came from or anything. Yo, he was about it, bro. Like, oh my god. He just wants to watch the world burn. I'm not even trying to like literally. He just wants to burn, bro. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. I never felt so like, yo, pumped to react to something. And for me to feel this way, this is definitely one of my favorites. This is top 3 for me. Guys, I didn't even expect this, honestly. I thought it was just gonna be like a whatever SCP. Oh, it has heat, you know, I'm gonna react to it just because, you know, I like fire. So it's just like, it was interesting to see how much I liked it a lot. I really want to know what you guys thought in the comment section below about this SCP. If you guys liked it at all, if you guys didn't like it, please let me know in the comment section below. I really want to see how you guys feel about this, or like, you know, is it just me that I'm just hyping this up? Who knows? But I really thoroughly enjoyed this. So if you did, smash that like button if you liked the reaction, and remember, smash the sub button as well if you want to see more content from me on this channel. I post SCP content for you guys daily, so you'll never be bored. So yeah, and unfortunately that concludes today's episode, but like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. With